everyone. I'm just thrilled to have each and every one of you on this virtual, global Life Vantage Academy. It's just so exciting to be with each and every one of you. We have such an incredible lineup this morning. And first on deck, he's getting ready. He's at the Pro 5 Summit. He's actually with my husband, Gabe Pearson, out there. He's got his paddles and his life vest ready. He's coordinating everybody, hundreds of people to go on a whitewater rafting trip. But more importantly, the gentleman I'm about to introduce is one of the top professionals in this industry. He was actually born into this industry. He has lived and breathed this industry his entire life. He's hit the top ranks of a network marketing company. Not only that, he has done every facet of network marketing. And I think probably his truest gift is communication, leading up communication teams around the globe. Not only that, he has worked with the top 1% in this industry. Please help me welcome Taylor Worre. Are you there?
I am here. I'm so sorry. Give me just 2 seconds as I am scrambling. This can be brought back down if you need. I just needed my swimsuit out of it. I apologize. I forgot my swimsuit, and you can't go whitewater rafting without a swimsuit. And so I had to go have him get my car out of LA. I apologize. Getting some last minute things done this morning. I was just talking to Darren, but hey, so excited to be on this call this morning. I'm just walking over. I apologize. I'll try to stop walking, but the people that know me know that when I am passionate and fired up, I pace. And so hopefully that won't give anyone motion sickness this morning. But I've got some exciting stuff I want to talk about. It's been a very exciting last 7 months since I joined this company. Big things have been happening, and they've been happening for a long time. I don't think that it had anything to do with me coming over. I think that honestly, a lot of what's been happening has been happening for years. And it's just been this, a lot of people find success quickly, but they don't see the backstory. They don't see the amount of work that you guys have been putting in over the years to be able to set up this shift of momentum that we're going into right now. It takes time. It doesn't just happen overnight. And so in the ones where it does happen overnight are very quick little fireworks where they just flare up and pop and then they disappear. Life Vantage is here to stay. And so very excited to be on this call with you guys today. I want to talk about a few things. Obviously, I kind of want to end with what it is that I do at the corporate office, which is as the director of New Leader Experience. I get to work with our amazing red carpet program and work in some field development with some of our great leaders. But I want to start before we get into that, and I want to talk a little bit about expectations. Because like I was telling Jill and Gabe as well, I think that if I go right into just telling you, what the red carpet is and explain this program to you, there's a lot of people on this call that are going to go, well, I don't know any, people that make 6 or 7 figures in network marketing. I don't know, how I would even talk to them or bring this to them or what would I do? And so I think it's important that we go through those pieces first before, we set some expectations. And then I give you some fun ground rules as far as how you go out and impact and become a part of some of those people's lives. And so number one is expectations. I want to talk about expectations because I think that going forward for our profession to find long-term success, you guys as network marketing professionals are going to need to lower the expectation that is brought to the first-time network marketer. I think that, how exciting is it for someone to go Pro 1 if they're just getting involved and there's no expectation? But if they get involved in Pro 7 in like 60 days is on their mind and they go Pro 2 or Pro 3, they feel like a failure. Don't set your new distributors up for failure. I think that it's okay to be excited, but a lot of people attach ulterior motives onto their new team members' goals. You want them to hit things kind of because you need them to hit things, not because you want to see them find success. And so I think the biggest thing that we need to do is we need to set some proper expectations and love on people. I think that, I remove expectations is what we really need to do. I was telling this to a lot of people yesterday. When it comes to your life, Tony Robbins once told me, one of the greatest quotes he ever told me was, if you can find a way to replace your expectations with appreciations, your entire life will change overnight. Find a way to replace your expectations with appreciations, and your entire life will change overnight. So I was blown away by that, and it took me a while. He said, it's going to take a while. It's like working out. It's like flexing a muscle. It takes a while for you to tap into that and be able to embody it every single day. But once you do, it becomes a part of your life that is untouchable, and it is one of the most beautiful things ever. Because when people find expectation, when people have expectations, sorry, people are walking by, they're all excited, everyone's here this morning. But honestly, you guys, expectations are a killer for people's business. They just cripple. When you go into something with an ulterior motive, people sense that from a mile away. And so why not enter into it with pure appreciation? What we have is good enough. LifeVantage is a blessing. You don't need to sell it. It doesn't need to be sold. It just needs to be explained. It needs to be brought to people. It needs to be introduced to your world and to your network. That's all. Yes, no, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. More people will say yes than you think. But the reality is, like my father would always say, get to 100 no's. 100 no's will get you to success a lot faster than you think. And there's nothing wrong with a no. So all that to say is we got to set proper expectations. And then when it comes to red carpet leaders, when it comes to the top 1% of this profession, which I've spent my entire life surrounded by, that's all I've worked with, from production to network marketing on the corporate level, to media, to business advisory coach, to all these different things. I've just got to work with these amazing people. And what I'll tell you is kind of what my secret sauce is, I guess you could say, for getting connected with a top industry leader. And so number one, what we want to do is realize that at LifeVantage, I get this statement a lot to me. I get people coming to me a lot going, hey, Taylor, I've got a friend over at so-and-so company making $1 million a year. They are so happy, but wait until they see what we have at LifeVantage. Now, while I'm excited that you're excited, what I'm going to tell you is at LifeVantage, we are not poachers. And in order for us to be successful as a company, we need lots of other companies to be successful too. I tell people all the time, if LifeVantage is the only company that wins, we lose. For our profession to continue to elevate, we need many other billion-dollar companies. We need lots of million-dollar happy earners at other companies. And that's okay. But what we want, what I want us to be, what my mission in the Red Carpet program and in my role is to be a lighthouse. I want to be a place of safe harbor for those that are incurring rough seas. I want to be a place of safety for those that are drowning out in water, that need a home, that need a place. That's what we want to be for them. And so what does that mean? That means that you might have a great leader, a great friend that's very powerful building somewhere. What do you do? I always tell people that when a top 1%er decides to go to work and decides to rebuild, decides to build a new business, when a top 1%er decides to rejoin a new company and they're looking to move, they don't tell anybody about it. They don't go post it on Facebook. Hey, guess what? I'm looking to join something new. They don't. What they do is they have a very short list of people in their life, because what I'll tell you is people like Gabe and Jill spend most of their life, 99% of it, giving. Very, very little of their life is spent getting. They have found an addiction and a calling when it comes to servant leadership. They give constantly. But how much of a blessing and how much do you think they remember when you guys as a team reach out and send them a gift? Send them a thank you. Send them something. When was the last time you guys sent Jill and Gabe some flowers and said, your mentorship truly matters to me? Thank you. I guarantee you that if you do, those things are remembered and cherished more than you could ever imagine. Because we don't do this for accolades, for gifts, but when people decide to reach out and bless our lives and bless, like Jill and Gabe, bless their lives, that stuff matters. And so when it comes to a top 1%er, say, let's do a hypothetical. And then I'm going to give you some real life examples of this. Hypothetically, you know someone that's making $400,000 a year at a network marketing company. Good income, and they're happy where they're at, but you think that they would be great over here. Well, what you would do is I would get on the phone with that person. I'd say, hey, I would never in a million years, we're friends, I would never in a million years try to recruit you. I see that you're crushing it where you're at. You're having an amazing time. I'm so proud of you for what you're doing. I'm starting my own business. I'm hoping that I'm going to find that equal success. That's going to be great. And I just want you to know that these products have truly had a defining moment in my life. And if you'd be okay with it, I'd just like to send you some for free. Just send you a gift. Give me your address. Send them a month's supply of Vitality Stack. That's what I would do. And some Axio. And just say, as a gift from me to you, I just wanted to bless you. I hope these products bring value to your life. That right there puts you on a really short list. Going to those people and saying, hey, let's go comp plan to comp plan. Or, hey, have you seen the ABC Primetime video? That gets you put on a do not call list. And I don't want to see anyone get put on that do not call list ever. That's not what I want to see. Look at this giant bus coming in to pick up all these people. Oh, man, it's going to be fun. But I'll tell you what, guys, honestly, it really makes a difference when you just choose to love on these people. And I say it all the time, but this is called network marketing for a reason. We are networking. We're building relationships with people. Our job is to love on people and to connect and to build with them. And so when you find a great 6-7 figure earner, top 1%er that you want to build with, work to become a friend to them. Be an asset. Be a giver to them. And then when the time comes, when it's appropriate, they will make it aware to you that they're looking. And I guarantee you, you will be on that short list. And I'll give you a real life example now. So here's a real life example. 4 months ago, there was a pro, I think she was just a pro 2, pro 3, up in Canada. And she had a friend that was making $30,000 a month at a different company. Name was Jen. So Jen was making $30,000 a month at a different company, crushing it, having the time of her life. But this pro 3 said, you know what, I'm just going to choose. She reached out to me. I told her exactly how, step by step, this exact same thing. She just chose to love on her. She just chose to bless her with some products because she knew that Jen had 11 Alaskan Malamutes. She raised dog sledding dogs. And so she said, you know what, I got to get you some Pro Tandem for your dogs. This product is amazing for animals. And I know how much you love your dogs. They're like your kids. I would never ask you to join my business, but this product is serious. It'll make a difference in their lives. And Jen, being the amazing dog mother that she is, said, of course, send it over. And if it works, we'd love to use it. They use it. The dogs have an amazing experience. They start taking it themselves, Jennifer and Edmund do. And unbeknownst to this little Pro 3, 4 or 5 months later, the check went from $30,000 a month to $3,000 a month. And this Jen was looking. No one knew. You could go to Jen's Facebook and you wouldn't be able to see one thing that showed that Jen was looking for a new opportunity. But when she went to look, who do you think she called? She reached out to that Pro 3 that just was a friend, that had no ulterior motive. She was getting pitched by every person in the world. But she went to that person that just loved her and gave her a product that truly blessed her life and didn't push her and wasn't intimidating, wasn't, pitchy. That, all of a sudden, now this Pro 3 has a rock star red carpet leader underneath her that's blowing out her organization. Great things are happening. So I say that to say that it really matters. Relationships matter in this business. The top 1% have gotten to the top 1% because they have chosen to just love. They have become addicted to giving. So in all senses of those words, you guys need to find a way to become equally addicted. You guys need to find a way to tap into that. Truly be able to find a way to become an asset in their world. Whatever company it is that they're with. Go follow a couple Facebook pages, say they're with an ML, like Isogenics or something like that. Go follow some meal prep or some supplement or some weight loss stuff like that. And then on Facebook, and then when you see something interesting, a cool article, you go send it to them and say, hey, do you see this? I just saw this. It totally made me think of you. Really fascinating information about their kind of associates with what you're doing. How cool is that? They would get that and be like, wow, if they haven't read it yet, they'd be like, thank you. This is a really great read. I really appreciate this. So all that to say, you guys, is there's a lot of ways that you can just choose to love on these people. A lot. And I would invite you to find ways without talking about your opportunity. Find ways to give samples. Find ways to do all those things. But next, going into red carpet. Once you have someone, you're talking to them and they're saying, hey, all right, I want to know more about LifeVantage. I want to know more about what you guys are up to. Then we've gotten a really amazing program here at LifeVantage. And so the red carpet program is truly designed to get those one percenters started here on the right foot. A lot of the time, you know, I just want to explain, the red carpet is basically a bridge program. So a lot of the time, a 6- and 7-figure earner, when they're building, if something goes wrong in the company that they don't align with, that they're looking to make a move, it's really hard for them to walk away sometimes from a $10,000 to $50,000 a month check if there's nothing, if they're starting from scratch. So what we have created for those specific individuals is this red carpet program that basically says we will look to create a 6-month contractual agreement with the top 1% to basically help them get started here at LifeVantage. And so mostly I'll give you our standard agreement. Our standard agreement, good morning, good morning, good morning. Our standard agreement is a $10,000 a month agreement, and it basically is predicated saying that LifeVantage will pay $10,000 a month for 6 months based on volume requirements that you bring in. That's important to say very quickly up front. We do not do any upfront money here at LifeVantage. A lot of people and other companies do that. I don't find any value in it. I never really have. And so it's important to understand that we don't do any upfront money, but we will incentivize if volume is brought in. And so that's important to know, because a lot of people, I've just never really seen upfront money work. It's been tried. It just normally does not play out. So all that to say is just to give you a quick little formulation. The way that we usually run this is based on $1 to 1.5 points of volume. So I'll just run you through a very standard scenario. We've got a 6-figure earner making $10,000 a month, wants to come over, but they're going to need that in order to justify, you know, leaving their check behind. So what we'll say is, okay, if you need $10,000 a month, in month 1, you'll be required to bring in 15,000 points of volume, $1 to 1.5. From there, you'll bring in 30,000 in your second month, 45 in your third, 60, 75, 90 in your sixth. So between 90 and 100,000 in volume, you're ending with by your 6th month, and you're, you know, just at Pro 7 making $10,000 to $12,000 a month off the compensation plan, and you work your way off. We also have $5,000 agreements, and I have $50,000 agreements out there, depending on what the leader needs and what they're looking for and the type of business that they can build. That's the biggest thing that I tell these leaders. We have a ton of red carpet leaders that aren't on a contract at all, that just came in and they didn't see the value in their mind of being under a 6-month contractual agreement. They saved their money. They were okay with money. They didn't need it. They just wanted to build. There's a lot of people that come in that world, and that doesn't discredit them if they don't want the business development agreement. That doesn't stop them from being a red carpet leader. Those are some of my favorite people to work with. You know, nothing against the ones that need the BDAs, but honestly, you know, if you're making 6-7 figures, my hope is that it makes me happy when I find out that those people are smart with their money and had some saved away for this kind of situation. But ultimately, once that is decided, we do an introduction call where we really kind of get to sit down, and the leader will bring them with me, and we get to just kind of introduce ourselves to each other. I do a little bit of a vetting interview, I guess, ask some of the hard questions that most of the time you guys as leaders don't feel comfortable asking, especially if you're a new distributor. It's not comfortable asking, you know, tell me what you made in the last 3 months specifically. It's not comfortable, you know, asking all these questions about, you know, business and you know, what's going on with your organization and why is your check dropping and, you know, all these things. Those are questions that I can ask and just in a very non-confrontational way, in a very loving way, but in a very informative way to say, we need to see the whole picture because we want you to come here and we want you to crush it, but we need to know everything first. So we do background checks. We check 1099s and income verification and stuff like that. Once all that's done and taken care of, then we fly them out to the corporate office. And it's a really fun experience where we get to fly them out, put them up in the hotel right next to the office. You know, we have a nice limo, pick them up and all this stuff. It's all taken care of by us. And it really is a red carpet experience. It's fun. We get to bring them in. We get to give them products and swag, and we get to show them, tour them around the office. And they get to sit down with the entire C-suite, from Darren Jensen to Justin Rose to Ryan Goodwin, to all the others, and then Dr. Natalie Chereau. And, they really get a full, in-depth experience of what's going on at LifeVantage from behind the scenes, and then be able to kind of make their decision, where we basically at that point sit down and look at their business and what they'd like to do going forward. And so the second half of that day is mostly strategic, organizational planning. But all that to say is the red carpet program is really exciting. And I tell people all the time, let me help you close some people. If you've got someone on the line and you're uncomfortable talking to them, you don't know the right things to say, but they're asking you about LifeVantage, I would invite all of you. My email is very simple. It's tworre@lifevantage.com. I invite you to shoot me an email if you've got any prospects. I ask that you respect that email, but at the same time, I want it to be used. I want you guys, if you got people to talk to, don't be the person that says, oh, I had a great person, but I was just too nervous to give you a call. Don't be that person. Reach out to me. It is my greatest joy. It is my greatest honor being at LifeVantage the last 7 months. You guys, we are literally entering into momentum. It is so much fun. Like, the swell is just coming up. Like Justin Rose was saying last night, like, we are just, the stock is a great indicator. Go just to Google for fun this morning and go type in LifeVantage stock and look at the last 6 months or the last year. You see what kind of things are happening within this organization, and it's because of you guys. It's because you put in the work. You guys are re-engaging. A lot of you guys have been in for a long time and are just starting to feel this fire again, starting to kind of kick back up into gear, starting to get your dancing shoes on again, and it's awesome. It's awesome because I tell people every day this momentum shift is happening with or without you. I sure want it to happen with you. So make sure that you get on board with us. And truly, it's going to be a fun second half of 2018 going into 2019. Some big things happening. Ireland, I would tell everyone on this call, make it a mission to get to Ireland. Let's make this a huge, awesome incentive trip. I tell people all the time, red carpet isn't duplicatable. So make sure that you're only putting out about 5% of your energy total towards red carpet. Just because this is exciting and this is fun and could be a big break, don't let yourself get trapped in the I'm going to only go after the whales mentality, because that is not duplicatable. But what is you building an amazing organization and attracting the right kind of leaders. And one thing I want to tell you guys about red carpet leaders, if you want to attract a red carpet leader, how do you get to know them? I'll tell you, there's a couple ways. Number one, the DSA.com. You can go to the Direct Selling Association and you can type in top 100 network marketers. They have got amazing lists up there, and they will show you statistically in our profession who is making the most money and what company they're with. You can go look up those people, and then you can go find them on Facebook. You can go at them. You can go, start looking at their stuff, following their stuff. But my biggest recommendation, my biggest suggestion is if you want to be a red carpet leader, if that's who you want to be, then you need to be around them. And where are they? They are at every generic network marketing event that we have as a profession. And so I would invite you guys. I think it is paramount. I think so many people, and it's not a bad thing. It just happens, but they get in the company snow globe where you guys could tell me everything there is to know about most of the top distributors here at LifeVantage. But if I asked you one question about Nerium, or one question about Isogenics, or one question about Melaleuca, you'd say, what? Who are they? What? Who? What? It's important to know what's going on in our profession. Good morning. It's important to know what is happening. And so the only way that you can know that is by connecting with those people, by getting to generic events like my father's Go Pro Recruiting Mastery in December, an amazing event to be at. I would invite you guys to do that. I think that is wildly impactful. I think the amount of value that's brought in that event is insane. He came and spoke at LifeVantage a few years ago. I'm sure a few of you saw him. And he has just been getting sharper. But then there's the Association of Network Marketing Professionals. I spoke at that event this year in May, last May. And there's over 60 speakers. It's like the TED Talks of network marketing. Everyone only gets 15 minutes. You go up there, you blow out what you can with a quick message, and then you move on. But I tell you guys that there's over 50 6- and 7-figure earners are speaking on that stage, just sitting in that audience all week long. You can go up and just hang with them and ask them their experience and ask them their stories, connect with them on Facebook, build relationships. And that's where it starts. That's what it takes. It doesn't just happen with a Facebook message of, hey, really love your stuff, hope you're doing great. You got to be where they are because they want to see that you're equally involved and engaged in personal development as well. The law of association is one of the most real laws on this planet. You become the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time around. And so honestly, these leaders are going to want to see that you are choosing to engage in that law, that you are wanting to make sure that your circle is as high and as tight as it could possibly be. And so I am so excited for each and every one of you going forward, because I truly think that what is happening here at LifeVantage is it's rarefied air. We're entering into rarefied air. To be an 8-year-old company that is basically at a state of infancy with the structure and solidity of 8 years. I mean, it is, it's like breathtaking. It's so exciting because this next 6 months, I say this a lot, people are having defining moments either today, within this next 6 months, in those defining moments, a decade from now, you guys will be walking across the stage as Pro 10s and talking about how in the summer of 2018, some crazy guy up in Park City screamed on a Zoom for long enough until I got fired up. And then, you know what? I went out there and I just decided to go for it. And that was my moment. And now because of that, I put my fears aside. I tell people all the time, fears are strictly a misunderstanding of the unknown. That's all they are. I'm going to say that again. Fear is strictly a misunderstanding of the unknown. How afraid were you to drive when you first got in your car at 15 or 16 years old? How afraid was that first on-ramp getting on the highway? It's a little scary. Now, 20, 30 years later, we got an Egg McMuffin in one hand. We're doing a Zoom on the other hand. We're driving with our knee, and our kids are in the back seat. We're feeding them chicken nuggets from the front. I mean, we're pros now. It's not a fear for us anymore. But it was. And so all I tell you is a fear is simply the misunderstanding of the unknown. Your fear of going out and talking to everybody about this opportunity is simply a misunderstanding. You're attaching an ulterior motive to it. You're attaching an expectation to it. When you attach expectations to your prospects, you're going to lose. But when you realize that this game is really fun, that's like, I call it the good movie analogy. If every one of you went out today and saw the best movie that you've seen in the last 5 years, for me, it was The Greatest Showman. When I saw that movie, I talked to everybody. When I talked to everybody when I saw The Greatest Showman. But I'll tell you what, the next day, yeah, it was that. How many people would you go talk to if you saw the greatest movie you've ever seen? And would you care if they went and saw it? No, you wouldn't care if they went and saw it, but you'd share it with everyone. Treat LifeVantage like a really good movie. Marry the process, divorce the result, and decide to go to work and decide that your life's mission is strictly to share this opportunity with as many people as you possibly can. Yes, no, or indifferent. It does not matter. What matters is that they understand the opportunity. And so what I'm telling you guys is that there's so much excitement happening right now, but remove those expectations. Watch your business explode by literally disassociating with expectations, getting rid of them when you're talking to people, and just go out and share this message with the world. Not in a, hey, you need to have this, but hey, my life is amazing because of this. If you want to take a look at it, let me know. I'd love to show you. It's as simple as that. It doesn't need to be more complicated. It doesn't need to be more stressful or more fearful. Just let it be fun. Let this business be fun because it's so much fun. It's so amazing. We get so blessed. And a lot of people get caught up in fear. They get caught up in anxiety and stress. Just because this is fun doesn't mean it's not hard. This business is hard. It's hard work. It's not free. It doesn't come. This isn't get rich quick scheme school. This isn't the 90s anymore. We are literally in an era of people can create real leveraged wealth for the rest of their life. Legacy wealth that can be inherited by their children. Your children can bless this planet by the work and the effort that you put in over the next 5 to 10 years. Amazing things can happen if you decide to just divorce your fear. And so I am so excited for everyone on this call. Like I said, if you ever have anyone that you want me to reach out to and talk to, please reach out to me and let me know. I am always here. I am always an asset. I'm your biggest fan. I want to see you guys all win so badly. And so let me know how I can help you win. And thank you for letting me come on today. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your event. It's going to be so much fun. And you got some powerful, powerhouse speakers coming up. So with that, I'm going to end just a few minutes early so I can get on this bus and get to this whitewater rafting. But Jill, thank you so much for having me on this call. Thank you everyone for taking time out of your morning to be on. I know it's early for some people, especially if you're over in California, but hey, I hope it brought some value to you this morning, and I hope that you guys have an amazing, incredible rest of your weekend. We will we'll be seeing you soon for sure in Mexico. For some of you, will be convention in October. But be blessed, and I can't wait to talk to you guys again soon.
Love it. Thank you. Have a great day, Taylor. Take care.
Will do. See ya.
Bye-bye. Well, with that, I literally have 7 pages of notes. And what I did and what I thought was so fascinating is that I circled all these keywords that moving forward, as you're prospecting, as you're connecting with all these stars aligned here at LifeVantage, with all the work over the last 8 or 9 years, all for you. This was which was fascinating, that actually encapsulates the last 30 minutes of his discussion. These are keywords, so if you're taking notes or in the replay, keep these in mind as you're connecting. Servant leadership. These are all words I circled. Bless you, value, asset, giving. This is all what you should be giving to other people as you're prospecting. Gift and experience. Tap in. Find ways not to throw down or sell. This is not about you. Association, associating yourself with like-minded folks, with those top 1%ers. Now he's going into the end of his presentation now. I love this. Rarefied air. Is that a classic? Rarefied air. Do you think he made that word up? But I love it. I'm using that from this day forward. And a lot, of this fun. Sometimes I get super serious, but this business is fun, and that's a great reminder. What a gift to have Taylor on this morning. This program is for each and every one of us on this phone. And plus, we got extra nuggets about how to connect. Again, this business is all about connection and finding everybody's wants, needs, and desires.